The second act of the game, Schoolboy Runaway, officially titled Schoolboy OutDoors, is shaping up to be a major leap forward compared to the first part. According to the developer, this new chapter will bring not only fresh ideas, but also a much wider range of gameplay opportunities. The central features are set to include football as a recurring theme, different types of minigames, the ability to drive a car freely across the map, and deeper interaction with Andrew's close friends Igor and Vika. All of these elements are designed to make the game world feel more alive, dynamic, and unpredictable. The developer also hinted that players should expect surprises hidden across the map, encouraging exploration and experimentation at every step. One of the most intriguing promises is that the game map will be infinite. This doesn't mean it will stretch endlessly in a traditional sense, but rather it will loop around like a small round mini-planet. If you keep driving in one direction, eventually you'll circle back to where you started. This unusual design choice creates a sense of immersion, making the world feel self-contained yet surprisingly vast. It also gives the game a slightly surreal touch, fitting well with the strange and mysterious atmosphere of the series. The changes to the in-game world are extensive. Andrew's village has been completely reworked. Many houses have been rebuilt, textures updated, and entire areas of the map expanded. These alterations not only make the environment look more modern, but also provide more space for exploration and storytelling. Another major addition is a football field. This location isn't just decorative, it's expected to host mini-games and maybe even key story events centered around football matches, training, or competitions. Football will serve as both a pastime and a way to interact with characters, giving players something more to do than just follow the main plot. One of the most exciting new mechanics is the introduction of a car. Andrew will finally be able to get behind the wheel and travel freely around the world. This opens up countless new possibilities, exploring hidden corners, discovering shortcuts, or simply enjoying the freedom of driving through the village and beyond. However, the developer made it clear that accidents are possible. If Andrew crashes, it could lead to one of the game's multiple bad endings. This mechanic adds tension, forcing players to be cautious on the road while also experimenting with where the car can take them. The role of characters will also expand significantly. Unlike the first act, Igor and Vika will no longer be passive background figures. Instead, they'll have their own missions, dialogues, and tasks for Andrew. Helping them will play an important part in shaping the storyline and might even influence the endings players unlock. For example, Andrew might need to inflate a football for Igor or buy ice cream for Vika. He can even give flowers to Vika, suggesting that a subtle romantic storyline could develop depending on the player's choices. These small but meaningful details create a more personal bond between Andrew and his friends, making the world feel richer and more believable. New characters are also joining the cast. Neighbors will appear as interactive NPCs, allowing Andrew to either annoy them or lend a helping hand. How the player chooses to behave could open up hidden storylines or even alter the relationships Andrew has within the village. And then there's the eerie fisherman by the lake, a mysterious figure from the first act. In Schoolboy OutDoors, he becomes active, and according to hints from the developer, he might play the role of a dangerous maniac. If Andrew makes the wrong choices, the fisherman could capture him, forcing the player into a desperate struggle to escape. This horror-like subplot adds a darker, more thrilling edge to the overall game. Achievements will also become a feature in the second act. These rewards won't just be tied to finishing the story, but also to exploring alternate endings, completing side missions, or taking part in unique minigames, especially those involving the car. This system encourages replayability, pushing players to experiment and approach the game in different ways. The developer has even mentioned that these achievements will feel rewarding, giving players a sense of progress beyond just completing the main storyline. From a gameplay perspective, Schoolboy Outdoors is expanding in multiple directions. Driving mechanics will include ramps, obstacles, and challenges that Andrew can tackle to earn prizes. The car will also come with its own radio system, letting players choose from a wide selection of music tracks while driving. This adds an element of personalization and atmosphere, making every ride feel unique. Beyond that, new tasks will appear throughout the world, both connected to the main plot and offered as optional side activities. Another interesting detail is the game's time system. Based on the developers' hints, much of the second act may unfold during the afternoon and evening, creating a moody and atmospheric backdrop for Andrew's adventures. Endings remain a key feature of the series. Just as in the first act, Schoolboy Outdoors will include both good and bad endings. A car crash, for example, could easily lead to a tragic conclusion. Other outcomes will likely depend on how players interact with characters, which tasks they complete, and what choices they make during key moments. This branching narrative ensures that no two playthroughs will feel exactly the same, and it rewards players who experiment with different approaches. Overall, the second act of Schoolboy Runaway looks far more ambitious and diverse than its predecessor. With an expanded game world, new mechanics, interactive friends and neighbors, and the ability to drive, the experience promises to be both richer and more unpredictable. Of course, development is still ongoing, and details may change before release. The developer is working on this project almost entirely alone, which makes the scope even more impressive. While that means progress may take longer, it also suggests that every detail will be crafted with care. And from everything we've seen so far, it seems the wait will absolutely be worth it.
At the moment, the exact release date of Schoolboy Outdoors is unknown, but according to the latest updates from the developer, it can be assumed that the second act of Schoolboy Runaway will be released in November, and in general, the game will come out before the end of this year.
Once the game is released, you'll be able to find a complete walkthrough of Schoolboy Outdoors on my channel. I'll be covering every possible ending, revealing all the secrets, and providing step-by-step guides. You'll see all the available dialogue options, every character interaction, and the many different ways the story can unfold. In short, I'll make sure to showcase everything this ambitious new act has to offer. If you enjoyed the first chapter of Schoolboy Runaway, then get ready, the second one is set to be bigger, deeper, and much more exciting.